I think it's a little bit more complex than just one of those two things, but those are two great points. Look, I think in the South African series, we looked at getting a premium when we were batting first. We knew we wanted to get a big score, and when you lose 3 wickets very quickly, like we did tonight, it obviously stalls your progress in terms of getting a bigger score. But we still thought 290 was about right. We thought the wicket would get a bit tougher tonight. We didn't actually mind bowling second. But yes, again, we probably want to bowl a little bit better than we did tonight, particular spinners, like you say, about lengths. But we'll go back and look at those lengths in more detail. But it's never just one reason for losing a game. There's a lot of different things going into that loss tonight. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the combinations we have played in the past, we do like the extra spinner. To bring Ayush into the squad at the very last minute with Washi going down in the game, we thought Nitish should be better suited on this track. And obviously, looking at the way the New Zealand spinners bowled, we could have done with another spinner tonight. But whenever we're putting teams together, the main message is it's what we put out there, not who we put out there. And I still think the team we put out there today could have done better, and that's what we've got to focus on. Yeah, I think with Nitish, we keep talking about developing him and getting him game time, and then when you do get him game time, he often ends up not doing a heck of a lot in the games. But for someone who's making their way in the game, particularly with the bat, tonight is that perfect chance where you're walking in that situation and you've got a chance to spend 15 overs at the wicket. You really have to take those chances to push your case to be selected. Again, with the strategy, when you're trying to win the game, you've got to go for the right play in that situation. And I thought, after giving Nitish a couple of overs there, we had to go for someone else to try to break that partnership as soon as we could. Jadu feeling the heat. I don't think he's feeling the heat. He does. His stats are crazy, and he's probably been a bit light on wickets of late. But it's not a concern. And to be fair, I think the things we've looked at in terms of his paces that he's bowling, the things we've asked him to work on, I feel like he is actually bowling better. So hopefully the wickets will follow with a bit of a lag. Yeah, look, it's you don't want to drop the ball. There's a real chance that you're so focused on the World Cup that you think, these 3 games this week just comes and goes, and we don't learn anything, and we don't put our best foot, or we don't put our best performances out there. So we're very cautious or conscious about not doing that. But at the same time, you do want to protect the guys who are going to play in the T20 World Cup, and you are thinking about it. But that's no excuse. You've got to be able to apply yourself to both situations, and particularly with the 2 sets of personnel that we have, they're very different. So there's no real excuse for not focusing on this. And the strategy, I can't see anything that we've had to skirt around in terms of prepping for the World Cup. So we are fully focused on this series. Every series is important. Individually for these players, there's a lot at stake. With the World Cup, it's still a long way away, but building from series to series and getting in good habits. So, trying to manage both and put the excitement of a T20 World Cup just on the back burners for another few more days. Okay, so let's talk about the order and sort of the combinations with respect to the all-rounders. Kale's certainly good enough to be a number 5. It's a quality 100 there today. And also the toll that keeping takes on guys 950 over cricket isn't that bad. So it's not like we're protecting him. I guess one of our strategies in the last sort of 18 months has been to prolong that batting order, and we do like to use the all-rounder either high up the order or at number 5, like we've done with Washi in the past. But that certainly is an avenue to explore. With Kale finding the form that he's in now, he can be a regular number 5, and you play all-rounders at 6, 7, 8, with hopefully Harshit being that number 8. It gives you a lot more depth. Rohit, look, I thought tonight particularly, I thought both innings was a real new ball wicket. It didn't look easy to bat. And I guess, over a short period of time, if you take the first ODI, he's not been as fluent as he has been, and that's going to be a challenge for him, not playing cricket between series. But I don't think it's a conscious approach. He's such a brutal player, but he's actually a touch player at the end of the day. He's not someone who he times the ball. So as soon as the wickets aren't very good, it's going to be difficult for him to look in fluent mode like he normally is. And I don't think it's a conscious effort. He's definitely not the sort of guy to play for himself. So I think it's just a combination of the wickets being slightly difficult and maybe just being a little bit short on cricket leading into the series. Yeah, the two home Test series defeats hurt a lot. To come into a team where the home record is as impeccable as it has been for India. It's tough to front up to those two series losses. I think the South African series 2-1, I presume you're referring to that series in terms of the ODI being close. Obviously we find ourselves 1-1 with the game to go. I think the bilateral series, you're trying to push the envelope at times. You're trying to experiment. You're absolutely not saying it's okay to lose. But they sit a little bit more right than the test match losses. We're always trying to win every game with sort of managing the medium to long-term prospects of the team as well. But yeah, it's certainly something we need to get back to guys really fearing coming here and playing India. We touched on KL at 5. I don't know if you'd heard the first part of the conversation, but he's definitely good enough to bat at 5, and it sort of gives us a bit of breathing space in terms of tactically where we want to play the all-rounders. If we feel like we need to inject a bit of impetus into the innings, you can try someone, be it a Washi or a Hardik, whoever comes in, can bat at 5. But, we certainly don't have any doubts or question marks over Kel's ability to be a number 5 in ODI cricket.